Long, long ago, in the times of castles and kings, there lived an honorable man named Robin Hood. He was known throughout the land for his good deeds and for helping poor people, much to the dislike of the sheriff who ruled with cruelty and greed, forcing high taxes on the poor. Robin lived as an outlaw in the forest to escape the sheriff, where he had gathered a band of merry men to live with him. They were a good-natured group who loved to laugh and have fun in all that they did. The sheriff and his soldiers often tried to hunt down Robin in the forest. They hated Robin, as he played tricks on them and made them look foolish. Whenever they came to arrest him, Robin and his merry men would hide in the trees, sending arrows raining down on the soldiers from above. They would laugh and shout silly names at them. No matter how many soldiers came, they were never able to catch Robin Hood. One day, Robin was able to sneak into the sheriff's castle, disguised as a knight. The gang would hide their green clothes under full suits of armor and ride big black horses right through the gates of the castle. Inside, they sought out the sheriff's treasure and got his riches that he took by force from the poor. They found rooms filled from floor to ceiling with glittering gold coin. After they filled up their sacks in the castle, Robin would gamble through the streets, throwing gold coins through the windows of the townsfolk. Many were very poor because the sheriff would tax them so heavily, wanting the money for himself. When the coins rained down into their humble homes, they cried tears of joy. They would be able to eat again, all thanks to the bravery and good hearts of Robin and his merry men. After they filled up their sacks in the castle, Robin would gamble through the streets, throwing gold coins through the windows of the townsfolk. Many were very poor because the sheriff would tax them so heavily, wanting the money for himself. When the coins rained down into their humble homes, they cried tears of joy. They would be able to eat again, all thanks to the bravery and good hearts of Robin and his merry men. One day, a messenger came to Robin's forest den with news of an archery competition. The prize would be a golden arrow. Robin was famous for being the best archer in all the land, able to hit a target from miles away. "It's a trap," said one of the merry men. "The sheriff knows you are a fantastic archer. He's using this competition to draw you into the castle so he can capture you." Robin was too brave to ever back down from a challenge. He decided to hatch a plan. The day of the competition came. The crowds were huge, and 10 brave contestants lined up to take their shots. The sheriff asked in a whisper, "Has Robin come?" But his servants shook their heads. "We will spread the word about what a coward he is," said the sheriff. "He is too afraid to test his skills or to face me. He knows I'm braver and smarter than him." The competition began. 2 archers stood out above the rest: William, the sheriff's best knight, and the strange man in a big black cloak and a wide-brimmed hat. After many rounds, only these 2 contestants remained. It was time for the last arrow to be shot. The champion of this round would be declared the best shooter in the entire kingdom, winning the golden prize. William went first, shooting his arrow dead into the center of the target. The crowd went wild. There was no way the mysterious second shooter could beat that. The sheriff clapped. "Perfect, my boy," he said. Finally, it was the turn of the cloaked man. His arrow whistled smoothly through the air. Bang! It hit the target, slicing William's arrow right down the middle. The crowd cheered louder than they had all day. The man in black jumped onto the sheriff's platform and swiped the gleaming golden arrow from his hands. Pulling off the cloak and hat, he revealed a familiar green outfit underneath. It was Robin all along. "This belongs to me, sir," he chortled, throwing his cloak over the sheriff's head. With a quick move, Robin jumped over the nearby wall and onto a horse that was waiting on the other side. "Robin Hood!" screamed the sheriff. But it was too late. Robin and his men were already riding away into the forest, escaping the sheriff and his soldiers once again. Robin was so pleased he had grabbed the golden arrow. He knew he could sell it and give the money to the poor people who needed it. In the forest, the outlaws lived happily, knowing this wasn't the last they would see of the sheriff. There were plenty more pranks to come.